Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. This is going to be potentially the most exciting week that we have seen for years within AMC stock. And this comes down to multiple different things that we will get into here in this video. But the main premise is going to be AMC earnings and how this market can and likely will reward AMC upon their earnings. That will be on Tuesday. On top of that, we will get into the technical analysis, a price prediction video for AMC, kind of what I'm expecting by the end of the week. So I hope you guys are excited, and there's a lot of other things we're going to get into. I don't want to make this intro too long, so let's get into it. Hit that like button and subscribe to the channel if you have not already. Thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. Let me know how your weekends were down below in the comment section. So first things first, AMC on Friday. Let's point out the obvious here in case anyone was unfamiliar. On Friday, AMC dropped 0.5% in regular trading and went up 1.13% in after hours trading. Now, what's spectacular about this is the Nasdaq and the S&P were down about 1.5%, both of those, and AMC well outperformed again. And AMC has been outperforming really ever since it was announced that the March 14th vote is actually the reason why AMC is getting sued from different various pension funds and even individual investors. So what was happening was hedge funds were going out and they were shorting AMC and they were buying APE because in their theory with the quote-unquote perfect trade, when this conversion happened, AMC would have dropped and APE would have rallied to come to a more, neutral level. Call it $4 or $3.50. If you bought APE, you would make money. If you shorted AMC, you would have made money, right? It was that arbitrage trade where, it was causing hedge funds to go out and short AMC a lot, and that's why the short interest is where it is, and I think that's why the option chain is how it is on the put side, to really hide all of that short interest. But long story short, ever since it came out that there's a chance this might not happen, AMC has been well outperforming. AMC has done very well ever since then, and now you're at a very interesting point in place and time with AMC heading into AMC earnings. So let's talk about that a little bit more. And like we've reported to you guys over the last couple of weeks, AMC is expected to be on earnings, and this comes from Zach Consensus Estimates. We've talked about it many times now. This article right here, AMC tends to be on earnings. Like historically speaking, AMC usually always beats, right, on everything, and AMC usually gives good guidance. And the interesting thing is on AMC earnings, AMC actually tends to fall as history shows us, but after earnings, like the day after earnings, AMC does tend to fall, but after that, like the subsequent 2 to 4 weeks following, tends to be pretty bullish. You could see earnings right here, you went up after earnings right here. This one was interesting in November of 2021 when the markets first started to really come off the highs, and really we haven't been there ever since. That's the one time with AMC earnings the stock actually went down quite a bit. So you can even see in March of 2022, reported earnings, stock went down a little bit, and then it rallied over 100%. Same thing back here, went down a little bit, and then started to rally. Right here, it pretty much started rallying before earnings and kept rallying after. Actually, the day after earnings here, you were up 19%, and then it continued from there. And even the last earnings that we got, you were hitting the lows and even fell 8% the day after earnings, and then subsequently rallied after that about 20% back to back Thursday and then Friday of that week. So historically, you do tend to rally more times than not with AMC earnings. Now, usually you're not this bullish heading into AMC earnings, and that's the interesting part. When you look at AMC on a broader basis, you're above your long-term resistance level, and this long-term resistance level, this line right here, has been showing AMC has been in a bearish downtrend ever since the June 2021 rally. Well, now you have broken out above that, and like I said, factor this in with the relative strength that we have been seeing. It does forecast some very positive things to come. Now, if you look at the moving averages as well, we'll go ahead and pull up the 50, 100, and 200-day moving averages. We like to look at these because these are where a lot of algorithmic trading programs are based to trade off of, right? And where we are at right now, well above the 50-day moving average, even on a shorter basis, the 5-day moving average, you're above that, but you're also above the 100-day moving average, this orange line right here, and you're bouncing off of this the last 3 days and trending higher into the close of the day. So this is showing a lot of strength right here, and especially if we can hold that tomorrow, and that is going to be Monday, heading into AMC earnings Tuesday in after hours, that is what you want to see. At that point, I would expect to get a 10 to 20% rally on Tuesday like we talked about last week. And some people were confused. No, I don't think 10 to 20% for the whole week. I think 10 to 20% on Tuesday is my base case, because think about it, guys. I've talked about this a lot and really sound like a beating a dead horse here, but I think it's important that people do understand this, that in 2022, it literally did not matter what an unprofitable company said or what their numbers looked like. The stock went down 98% of the time. Like, it was terrible. If you were in unprofitable stocks, they did not do well on earnings, like literally ever. And now the cat's literally trying to climb me. That kind of hurt. Nonetheless, did not do well. And that's why a lot of the days with AMC earnings and a lot of other companies you might own did not do well upon earnings. Well, now in 2023, the markets are looking past a lot of different things. So if you are unprofitable right now as a company in 2023, if you can even show that things are improving, that you're getting closer to being profitable, or just in general give good guidance, that is enough to send this, a stock up 10 to 20%. And I do think AMC is in that boat of getting to being profitable, and they are going to give us good guidance. So you mix those factors in with potentially new announcements on earnings, right? Very positive commentary, and maybe this would be very bullish if AMC did announce a delay to this March 14th vote, or give some level of clarity of how they plan to use some of these funds to grow AMC. Give us some kind of new information that is a positive, because ultimately, guys, whether you think the March 14th vote is good or bad for AMC in the short squeeze, ultimately, I think Adam Aron and the executives, they are incentivized to make AMC go up. They are incentivized to see a short squeeze because they are going to make more money. So I think ultimately that's what they want to do, whether that is delaying the vote or whether that is going through with the vote. I think ultimately they're incentivized to make the stock go higher. So ultimately, I think that's what they're going to try to do. So it may have, something to do with earnings, and they might give us a surprise. There's a lot of different things that could happen with earnings, but the way that you are setting up right now, very, very bullish on a technical basis, as well as just an overall fundamental basis of this market environment and how stocks are being rewarded on earnings. It looked very good heading into AMC earnings. Now, on top of that, and you guys got to kind of roll all of this information together, because when we talk about a price prediction, all of these things go into that. Now, if you look at the Ortex data, again, very bullish. You're at the highest short interest levels that you have seen since the June 2021 rally. AMC is on the threshold securities list. and that's well known. We'll talk about the FTDs here in just 1 second, but the live short interest of free float is 23.5%, 121 million shares that are currently sold short. Cost to borrow average 335%, cost to borrow max 380%, and cost to borrow minimum at 1%. Over on Interactive Brokers, last we knew there was 700,000 shares available, cost to borrow rate 289%. As you probably know if you watch any of these videos, the positive order value has been very negative. On Friday, again, it was very negative. Even over the last week, you've seen about 1,200 orders totaling $241 million on AMC with a positive order value of 12%. 12%? Give me a break. AMC was very bullish in the last week. Some days, even when the markets were down big, AMC was very positive. That doesn't make sense to me. Couple that with the option activity that you're seeing with Stocko Tracker, it looks like they're hiding their short interest in the puts, especially on that March 17th expiration. I don't know that, but I think that could set it. Well, I don't know that with 100% certainty. It would be literally impossible to verify that unless you've seen the order flows from institutions, and we just don't have that kind of data. But everything else, all the signs are pointing to that. I can't find another stock that can be positive with such strong momentum, literally going up, 2-3% every minute, right? Very volatile, very bullish, and have positive order value so low, because those are not retail orders. Those are large orders worth thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, or millions of dollars per trade, making some super bearish bets. That don't make sense to me. That just doesn't make sense to me. Now, for March 17th, like I said, you do have a lot of option activity, as you guys can see here on screen. For this upcoming week, you have about 19,000 calls in the money, 63,000 calls out of the money, 9,000 puts in the money, and 87,000 puts out of the money. I do want to remind you guys that it's not necessarily the option activity that is currently on the option chain that can give you gamma squeezes. It's a lot of those options that have very short time frames. Like if come this upcoming week on Thursday, you start to get a lot of people buying options that expire the next day on Friday, it doesn't take a lot, in terms of the stock going up, to cause the market makers to go out and have to buy stock. So in other words, if we open Monday and you start to get a lot of call activity, that's going to lead to a gamma squeeze a lot faster than seeing 50,000 calls in the money or 100,000 calls in the money, because odds are they've already been hedged for at that point. So you want to see fresh new hedging. You want to see the call activity really on Monday and on Tuesday before AMC reports earnings start to ramp up. That's going to give you signs of a gamma squeeze. Now, as far as the failure to delivers are concerned, for Monday, you are going to get 2.1 million FTDs that do come due. Tuesday, 2 million FTDs that come due. And on Wednesday, 3.2 million FTDs that come due. Thursday, 3 million. And on Friday, about 2.9 million FTDs. Now, as far as the actual price prediction for AMC and this upcoming week, I easily think a 50 to 100% week is in store, especially if earnings are as positive as I do think. And all the data and leading signs here are pointing to exactly that. So for reference here, a 50% move higher from where we are currently at is $9.38 per share. 100% higher would be around $15 per share. I think that's more on a best case scenario if like the vote was delayed, AMC gave us good guidance. If these things happened, I think you'd find shorts on the wrong side of the trade as far as that whole arbitrage trade is concerned. And I do think you would see some shorts look to at least hedge out their short positions, buy some AMC stock or buy some calls to kind of hedge out that risk if this vote just ultimately never happens, or some might just opt to cover on those short positions. So I think there are some ways here that AMC could rally 100% this week, could go to $15 this week, or on the lower end extent, I do forecast a very strong week overall. And to keep in mind, a 50% rally from here would put you roughly at the same level you were at December 1st. So it's not like this is too far out of the realms of, you know, reality or possibilities. We were just there less than 3 months ago. So do keep that in mind. Now, on a worst case scenario, I would target about $5.30 per share. If all things went bad and there was a surprise shocker, yeah, and you did get some downside, about $5.30 would be that level, even though you are going to find a lot of support at $6 per share. Now, if you want to be a little bit more conservative, the first level that I would watch for is this 200-day moving average. That is going to be what is very important. That's about 20% higher from here, and that is at $7.52 per share. If you break out above that, that's where things are going to get very bullish very, very quickly, guys. So, and just for reference here, even December 1st, like I just talked about, was you got rejected at that 200-day moving average literally to a T. Like, look at it. Rejected right to a T. So if you break above that, things are going to get very, very mixed squeezy. So that is going to be all for this video. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, source your comments, questions, or concerns down below in the comment section. Like I said, let me know how your weekend was, and if you guys want to come trade with me live in real time, link down below in the description of this video. Khaleesi, hey, tell them to hit the like button.
Right down.
Tell them to hit the like button.
Right down.
Hit the like button.
Right down.
She does not want to say it today. Say AMC to the moon. AMC to the moon. I don't know if that's a bad omen or not, but nonetheless, you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one.